Hello learners. So as you know, in the previous lecture, we have entered the grid spacing for the given plan that what we have considered in the AutoCAD along the X direction. Okay, so you can see here we have given it the display the grid data as spacing. So we have given it in the X direction. Now in the same manner, we'll start giving the grid spacing in the y directions. So we'll start from 0. So 0, after that I have to give add. Now, so after this, so next that I am going to, this is anyhow we have taken as origin. So the first distance that I am going to get here is 3 feet 6 inches. Okay, so my first line here it will be 3 feet 6 inches. So I'll give add. Okay, so 3 feet 6 inches. So this will be the first grid line. Okay, the first grid line, that is 3 feet 6 inch. The next you have is 3 feet. The next you have is 3 feet. Okay, next you have is 3 feet. Then after 3 feet you have 6 feet 6 inches. Next you have is 6 feet 6 inches. Okay, 6 feet 6 inches. Then after 6 feet 6 inches you have 4 feet. You have 4 feet. Okay, you have 4 feet. Then after 4 feet you have 9 feet 8 inches. You have 9 feet 8 inches. 9 feet 8 inches. After 9 feet 8 inches you have 20 feet 11 inches. You have 20 feet 11 inches. Okay, you have 20 feet 11 inches. So after this 20 feet 11 inches, then you have 12 feet 1 inch. You have 12 feet 1 inch. 12 feet 1 inch. Right, 12 feet 1 inch. Then you have 8 feet 9 inches. You have 8 feet 9 inches. 8 feet 9 inches. Then you have 5 feet 2 inches. 5 feet 2 inches. Okay, 5 feet 2 inches, this one. After 5 feet 2 inches you have 3 feet. You have 3 feet. Then after 3 feet, the last one is 3 feet 6 inches. Last one will be 3 feet 6 inches. Okay, yes, this I can delete. So this will be 13. Okay, so if you want, you can calculate number of spacing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So totally you have 11 grid spacings. Now here also you can check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have 11 grid spacing. So therefore now finally I have given the grid spacing of the given plan both in the horizontal as well as in the vertical, that is in the x as well as in the y direction. Okay, so x as well as y direction as per the grid spacing, not as per the grid ordinates. I have given grid spacing. Once these details are filled, you can give OK. Okay, so once that is given, then you can give OK. So once the OK is given, then the software will take some time to create the grid lines. Okay, the software will take some time to create the grid lines. Please be wait. So as the more and more grid lines are provided, so a little bit of time will be taken for the software. Okay, a little bit of time will be taken for the software to create that. Right? Okay. So once the grid lines are created, then what we are supposed to do? So what we are supposed to do, right? So that is that we will see now. See now what I have done, I have clearly given the grid spacing both in the x as well as in the y direction. Once the grid spacing is done, so we will go back to the software. So once the grid spacing is done, once it is given, the software will give the grid line spacing. Right? Okay. So now, before I explain that what to do in the software, I'll just brief you what to do. So once the grid lines are provided, the next step is, already I told you, we are supposed to define the materials there. We are supposed to define the materials, right? So what is that define materials means? See, we have to choose what kind of material that we are going to use here. Okay, so are we doing a structure of the RCC? Are we doing a structure of only steel? Okay, so are we doing the structure of wood, or are we doing any structure of composites? Okay, so like that we are supposed to define the material. So once the materials are defined, that materials has to be assigned to the given problem. That is first step. In brief, I am explaining. I will explain everything in detail with the software. Once the materials is defined, the next step is defining the sections. You can see here, students, in this grid line, we have only two sections. One is columns, another one is beams. It means we have to define the sections, and once we define the sections, that sections has to be assigned to the members also. But keep it in mind, from the beginning of the class I am telling you that whatever the sections that we have decided, the dimensions, they are not final. They are just the preliminary dimensions. They are just preliminary dimensions. So we are supposed to change the dimensions at the end also. Okay, because initially we will not be knowing whether the dimensions that we have chosen will be sufficient to have those loads or not. We will not be knowing that. So therefore we cannot decide it. So therefore whatever the initial dimension we have given, they are all the preliminary dimension. Okay. So now once this everything is done, so then it will be the application of the loads, then it will be the application of the uh, after the application of the load, you are going to analyze it. After analyzing, you are going to design it, and the software will give you the one set of designs. Then based on the analysis results, you are going to develop the Excel sheets. So in from that Excel sheets also, you are again going to get some designs. So then you are going to compare and you are going to finalize it. Anyhow, that is the next step. So in the next video, we will be taking up that once the grid lines are ready in the software, how we are supposed to define the given materials and sections. Okay, thank you, learners.